Hi, and welcome to Your Town. I am Jess Ryan. I'm the Executive Director of the United Way of the Upper Ohio Valley and a West Liberty alum. And I'm really excited to bring you two really wonderful guests today with about two nonprofits in the area that are very, very special to me personally and in the community are very special. And one is a girls leadership program. And I'm talking about the Girl Scouts. So joining me today is Tina Chandler with the Girl Scouts. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Jess. So I run Girl Scouts from Hancock to Tyler County. So if you see me out in the community, please stop and say hello to me because I would love to have your daughter join my Girl Scout troop. We do a lot of active things in the community. So if your girls are into science, STEM, outdoor activities, or if they're just glampers like myself, we have several troops throughout the area. You could always contact me and I can get you to whatever troop fits you. We also do a lot of community work. So you'll see our Girl Scouts out doing all sorts of community work. Last Thursday, we helped the Heart Walk Association. We were cheerleaders, we handed out water, we donated cookies. So we're always invested into the community.
I will tell you that you did an exceptional job at allocations this year. The way that the United Way hands out funding is that we have a group of volunteers come to each one of our agency presentations. They'll see 4 community organizations throughout the day, and then the volunteers are the ones who are donors, and they help to hand out the funding at the end of the day. It's a very short way to explain our allocations process. But Girl Scouts is a United Way agency, and Tina did an exceptional job this year talking to the donors and the volunteers in the room, and the first question she asked was, how many of you were Girl Scouts? And this is a room of community leaders. The volunteers, these are the heads of their companies throughout the Ohio Valley. And I think almost every female in the room raised their hands, myself included. I was a Girl Scout too. I don't think a lot of people, when you talk about Girl Scouts, see it as a leadership training program. And I know it wasn't presented that way marketing-wise when I was in it, but wow, a room full of leaders. And one of the things you talked about was your community involvement and how each group in each county gives back to their community in other ways, and how you partner with other organizations in the community, which is one of my favorite things. I love collaboration. Can you give some more examples of that type of collaboration?
Oh, absolutely. In Brooke County, we had the Girl Scouts get together and they threw a baby shower for Gabriel Projects, and they donated all of their baby items to Gabriel Projects. They also put together a community closet for outdoor items for all the kids, like jump ropes, basketballs for their local park. The Marshall County, they gave away shoes and toys and coats to every child who signed up during the holidays. So each one of my communities are very involved into they love the animal shelters, the firefighters. We do anything and everything to help our community out. So when you invest in a Girl Scout, you're investing in your community. So when you see us out there selling cookies, that goes into our community projects. That helps them build our communities up, and they're able to travel and explore on that money.
There's also there's a lot of kids selling cookies like that. It's not just a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. There's a part of them that is learning how to do a little portion of sales, which is important in everyday life and pretty much every career that there is. And there's some entrepreneurship type of qualities that can come out of something like selling cookies. And it's a fundraiser and gives back to the community. When I was a Girl Scout, we did a lot of crafts, and we focused on the patches and the badges, and we did camping, and all of those things were so important in my life at the time, for sure. The selling cookies portion is probably what I lean the most on what actually was preparing me for something later in life, for a career later in life. And again, when you're going through it and you're 10 years old, you don't really see it that way.
Yeah.
I think it's a great program. And you're selling is it nuts and candy right now?
Nuts and candy right now. So if you want any nuts or candy, please find us. We're selling that. And then also in January, we're coming out with a brand new cookie. It's a raspberry flavored cookie. So you definitely want to find a Girl Scout at your local Walmart or community center to get the brand new cookie and try that.
That's awesome.
We have a camp here in Wheeling too, Jess, and this weekend we decked it out like a haunted house, and we call it Haunted Gisco, and it's going to be a Hocus Pocus theme.
Great.
So the girls can come and have fun. And then in the summertime, they're more than welcome to use our camp. We have a swimming pool, we sing songs, we make campfires, s'mores. It's a great time to be outdoors in our Camp Gisco Eco. It's
Camp
tongue
Disco
twi-
Eco.
it's
It is
a
a tongue
tongue
twister.
twister.
But I had not been out there for a while. I went up for Day of Caring. We do projects throughout the community that the United Way sets up, and Girl Scouts is always one of the favorite for volunteers to choose. I have not been out to that camp since I was a little kid. I felt that trip took an hour and a half for me to get there when I was a little kid. It's really not that
No.
far to zoom out, but wow, what a time warp to walk in there. And it's great. It's upkept very well. I wanted to
you.
go into the lodge, the cabin. What do we call it?
Yeah, the lodge.
The lodge. I didn't get to go into the lodge. We'll have to do that. We'll have to take a trip.
Yes. We
So-
love those community people. They were from Cabela's. They were so nice.
And well, if somebody wants to get involved, well, Cabela's is great because they do focus on Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts very, very well. They're a good partner. If somebody wants to get involved with the Girl Scouts or being a troop leader or wants to learn more about this leadership potential in the Girl Scout program, how do they reach out to you?
Well, you can always contact me. You can call me at 304-410-6026, or you can always shoot me an email at tina.chandler@bdgsc.org. I would love to have you.
And what's the commitment to be a Girl Scout?
So most troop leaders meet bi-weekly for about an hour and a half, but it's honestly up to the troop leader. So whatever fits in their schedule. I know a lot of people are busy. So, but like I said, most troops meet bi-weekly for about an hour and a half. And then whatever you guys want to do outside of that, travel, trips, you guys come together and vote as a team. The girls decide what they want to do with the money that they earn. So, because it's a girl-led program.
Is there a certain time of year that they can register, or can they join anytime?
They can join anytime. We just started October 1st, so, and it'll go clear until September 31st, so all year.
Yeah, perfect. So if somebody is interested in being a troop leader, because I know that is a little bit of a time commitment in itself, and there's some training involved. One of the United Way programs that we fund through the Girl Scouts is that if you can't afford, it's $35 to join.
It's $25.
It's $25 for the troop leaders.
For everyone to join.
Okay, so if you can't afford that, if that's something that you don't think that you can fit into your life, we provide some funding through the Girl Scouts. They want to make sure
Absolutely.
that anybody that wants to be involved can be involved.
We never turn anyone away. So if you want to be involved, please reach out. We would love to have you. You'll have such great experience with us. This summer, we're having a trip at ACE, and we host this for the Girl Scouts across the United States. So for a whole week at the end of June, you will go to ACE, and you can meet Girl Scouts from Hawaii, Alaska, Louisiana. We all get together for a big girl fest for a whole week. It's a great time. So if you enjoy whitewater rafting, zip lining, or anything like that, you'll want to come hang out with us in the summertime also.
And that's in Fayetteville, correct?
Yes, where
yeah.
ACE Resort is.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there. It is. That type of engagement gets you to know more about your community too, and makes you learn more about the state of West Virginia and the tourism, which is a whole nother topic that I could go off on because I'm a very proud West Virginian, and I've done whitewater rafting, and it's phenomenal. And I waited too long to do it. What a great experience for these girls to have that West Virginia pride while they're exploring and meeting other people. Is there anything else that you wanted to touch on? Anything new you guys have coming up?
No, I think that's everything.
All right, raspberry cookies.
Raspberry cookies in January.
Well, thank you so much for joining. If you're interested in anything having to do with the Girl Scouts, you can reach out to Tina. The United Way has a link to the Girl Scouts website on our website at unitedwayuov.org as well. We will be right back with round 2.
As the oldest institution of higher education in the state of West Virginia, we appreciate the impact we have on our community and beyond. From the students we serve, to the faculty and staff we employ, to the tens of thousands of graduates we've sent beyond the hilltop. You can find a part of West Liberty University anywhere you go. We strive to strengthen our community because that's who we are. We are the future. We are West Liberty University.
Welcome back to Your Town. I am pleased to be joined by one of my favorite fellow Rotarians. Don't tell Dudley I said that. Annmarie O'Grady, who is the Executive Director of Special Wish. And Special Wish is something that's a relatively new to this community as far as longevity of nonprofits in the Valley, but they came on in such great force with such amazing mission, with such direction and motivation and excitement and great fundraiser. So I'm really excited to have Annmarie join us today.
Aw, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Well, I love to hear more about Special Wish and what's going on. I know you have a really big event coming up,
Yes.
but before we get into the fundraising part, let's talk more about the mission itself and kids that you help in this community.
Well, what we are the only local wish granting agency for children from birth up to 21 that have been diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. What makes us a little different than some of the other wish granting agencies is that we are local. So all the money we raise and all the children we grant wishes to are right here in the Ohio Valley. It does not leave this area.
That's great. I think it's so special. We're local as well, so I'm constantly pushing how important it is to give local when you want to help local families. I was fortunate to speak at the commencement for Wheeling Park High School in 2019, and at that time there was a child who had cancer, and the community just hits the brakes and rallies around that child. I think that's something that's so special here that a lot of people don't realize is very Ohio Valley. And you see that firsthand. Again, you mentioned very often, it's not good that we have to have an organization like this, but it's great that you're able to support children and families.
Well, absolutely. And as you were saying with the community, being with a nonprofit, I cannot stress enough the support that we get from the community. They are the first ones to step up, to want to help, especially when you do hear about a sick child.
Mm-hmm.
You're a mom, I'm a mom, and I think that's every parent's worst fear, worst nightmare is to have your child ill.
Right.
And the fact that we are able to maybe do something as an organization to give some happiness to not only the child, but their entire family, because everyone is affected, siblings, parents, and their extended family. But it's nice to have the community want to help. And you're right, they do rally.
Yep.
Small businesses especially, they are the first to step up to see what they can do to help.
Everybody wants to help alleviate something. When someone's going through that, you cannot help them physically. You feel like
Right.
your hands are tied and there's not a lot that you can do. But giving to your organization to help them find some joy in a dark time and help the families have that reprieve as well, to see a tiny child who was going through such a tough time, to see the happiness on their face and the excitement. Can you tell them a little bit more? I'm familiar with some of the grants that you've granted, or the wishes that you've granted, but some of the places you've been able to help kids.
Well, at most of our wishes are Disney trips.
Right.
Disney World is by far the most requested wish. This year alone, we've sent 3 wish children to Disney.
That's great.
But some different ones that are really fun because they are different. There's a girl in Belmont County. I talk about her a lot because her family was not able to do anything together, like any activity. It's just her and her mom and dad. She's a heart patient, but she also has developmental disabilities, and she's nonverbal. So her mom and dad wanted, it's called a electric bike by a company out of Utah called Madsen Cycles. So it's a bike, it's electric, and there's a large bucket on the back that holds up to 600 pounds, so that she'll never outgrow this.
Right.
There's 2 different seats with seat belts, and we were able to get that for her and grant that wish, and it was so much fun because she got in the back of the bike right away, and her mom or her dad are able to drive the bike, and she's in the back. They can do this together, and she loves feeling the wind in her face. And you should just see the pictures or videos that her mom sends me. Right there, I mean, that just seeing that alone, it's like, I'm so glad that we're able to do what we do. Seeing how happy that made her. And then another really fun one is a girl out of Marshall County, out of Moundsville, that loves reptiles.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to go to the Reptarium in Michigan and visit the owner of the Reptarium, who has a YouTube channel, so she's been watching him every day for 6 years. And she just loves reptiles and sloths. We were able to send her there, and she got to spend the day with the gentleman. His name is Brian Barsick, that runs the Reptarium. And he's, I guess, a pretty big deal on YouTube. He has over 3 million subscribers,
Oh, wow.
so that's big.
Mm-hmm.
He was so wonderful to her parents, her brother. They spent the whole day with him, and he invited them back the next day. And she and Brian communicate. He gave her his cell phone number, so it's really nice that to see how excited she was and how life-changing some of these wishes are as well.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, one day maybe she'll be working at the Reptarium right along with him.
Yeah,
So.
the wishes that come through are from the children. They say this is what I want. Obviously, Disney,
Right.
it's the happiest place on earth, and there is so much excitement
Yeah.
surrounding that. But I love hearing about those individualized wishes where they're able to
Yeah.
figure out what to do. I mean, think about nowadays compared to the past. How do you even know that place exists
Exactly.
20, 25 years ago, and the power of social media? That's
Yep.
fun. I'm glad that they were so receptive to that as well.
Oh,
Was
he
that the
was.
first wish granted through his organization? I would imagine.
Through our organization, yes.
But had he done that before with a patient?
Larger, with the
Larger organization?
Mhm, the larger,
I was just curious.
more national wish-granting organizations,
Yeah.
but it was so much fun for us to be able to do that.
Yes.
And that's the first wish that I've worked on, where someone has wanted to meet somebody.
Yes.
And that's what's fun, too. It doesn't have to be a trip. We've done a sensory room for a little guy in Marshall County. What's nice about our chapter, we're an Ohio-based organization, so our corporate office is in Columbus. We have chapters in Dayton and Cleveland and Columbus that are obviously much larger,
Right.
just because of demographics. Our Dayton office sits in Dayton Children's Hospital.
Oh, okay.
So they're extremely busy. We're a little different. We're the Ohio Valley chapter, which is nice. So we have West Virginia and Ohio.
Great.
So we do cover Marshall, Brooke, Hancock, and Ohio County in West Virginia. And then in Ohio, we have Jefferson, Belmont, Harrison, Monroe, and Guernsey. So we're a little bit different than our other chapters, and we don't have a local children's hospital.
Right.
So, our children have to leave the area. So we're always trying to get the word out that we exist and we are here to grant wishes to the local children. We do not have a certain number that we will only do so many a year. And what I like to stress, because sometimes parents, especially if the child's older or even younger, that they can't actually express what they want, and that's when the parents would have to. Your financial status does not play a part in this.
Great.
I've had parents say, "No, well, that's okay. Give it to someone else." I said, "That's not how it works. We will grant everyone a wish that qualifies." So that I just always like to get that out there too. That it's not about that. It's about just making the child happy.
Great. Oh, I love it. It's a heartwarming, again, it's sad that it has to be there, but such a
Yes.
heartwarming way to give back. And for
Yes.
other people who want to get involved, you have an event coming up that people can
We do.
benefit. I say this every single week, but
We
giving
do.
back to special events in this area and attending them and having a fun night out benefits your community.
It does.
And Special Wish has a great one coming up.
We do. It is probably one of the most fun things I've ever been a part of, and it's our biggest fundraiser. So it is the Lip Sync Challenge. Next week coming up on the 15th of this month, it's coming quick, at the Capitol Theater. So what it is, it's 6 local, well-known individuals have agreed to be a part of this, and I always give the folks that are our contestants so much credit. They give their time, all their energy, their money, because they spend money on costumes and props, just to help the organization, to help our kids. But it is so much fun. They will lip sync 2 different songs, and it is not just them standing up there with a microphone.
It is not.
It's full-on productions. The time they put into it, they get local dance studios to help, others that might have their backup band. I mean, it is just something to see and so much fun. And so we encourage everyone that's there, just have fun. If you stand up, dance in the aisle. We're there to have a good time. There will be a winner.
Yes.
There will be someone with the grand champion belt that when the idea came up for the lip sync challenge, the previous director, Alicia, wanted to kind of mirror the lip sync battle show with LL Cool J.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what we've done, and it grows every year, and it is just so much fun. And this year, our presenting sponsor is the health plan.
Oh, great.
So thank you to them, because again, with any fundraiser for any of our local nonprofits, we exist with the help of the community and sponsorships and fundraising events like this.
Right.
Tate Blanchard, who I'm sure many of you know, he's fantastic. This is his 2nd year as our MC. He's a prior contestant. And Ron Scott Jr. from the YWCA, This is his third year being our DJ, and this year he's also serving as not only the DJ, but co-MC with Tate.
Oh, great.
We had a lot of fun creating a promo video. If you get on our Facebook page, you will see it. It's carpool karaoke.
Oh, no.
And
I have to check it out. That
you
sounds
have
great.
to see this. A gentleman by the name of Jeff Madzai just does this on the side. He had the equipment, and he wanted to help, and he donated his time. Again, donating time and talents, just to help the organization. And everyone has to go to our Facebook page and just look at this. It is something.
Oh, I'm excited. Who's
Yeah.
in it? Who's in the car?
So in the car, in the front seat is Tate and Ron.
Great.
As
I'm
the
in already.
co-host and DJ. And so the way it works is there's 6 contestants, like I said. So we have the first round where they are paired up into pairs. So they will go against each other in the first round, their battles. So that's who's in the back seat. So first you'll see the first 2 sets of contestants, and then so on. And our contestants this year, I love it because it's really a diverse group that will bring more awareness to the organization. Yes. So we have a lot of West Virginians this year, which is fun. So we have Nick Nash, or a lot of people know Nick Healy. He's an exec with WTRF, but his radio name's Nick Nash. Claudia Raymer from another local nonprofit. She's the director of Ohio County Family Resource Network. Jermaine Lucius, he is with Youth Services System. He's the support counselor coordinator. So he's going to be a lot of fun. He's going up against Rich Lucas from Main Street Bank. So it's fun having Rich in this. I can't wait to see what he's going to do. And then from Belmont County, we have Adam Miser, who is a local attorney.
Fellow Rotarian.
And a fellow Rotarian. He's gonna be a showstopper, I'm sure. But he's got some tough competition because he's going against Jayla Robinson.
Oh.
From Paul and Associates.
She's a star in her own right, yeah.
She sure is. So I can't wait to see those 2 battle against each other.
Yeah.
But again, I said there's really no losers because it's all for fun and it's all to raise money and awareness. And I keep wanting to say that awareness because I want people to know that we're here.
Great.
If you know of a sick child, if you have a sick child, please reach out to me or any of my board members or any, our Facebook page, our website. Just call the office.
Okay.
We want to know about every sick child to try to just grant wishes as much as possible. This year we granted 5. That's a lot in one year.
It is.
But you're right. I wish that didn't have to exist. But it is being with a special wish is the most heartwarming and heartbreaking thing I've ever been a part of.
Oh, I'm sure.
Right.
And I love that you were able to grab people from the community to give their time to help raise money for the organization.
Yeah.
I've always said that I think the best marketing a nonprofit organization can do are having those big fundraisers. And yours came out of the gate and was a hit immediately. I know this because I had extreme fear of missing out because I missed the first year, and that's all I heard about for months and months and months. And I went back the second year, and I had such a great time. I don't know what you're picturing if you're not familiar with the show and you're not familiar and you haven't been to this event before, but it's a blast. It is a song, and it's almost a music video live. It's a big production. They're not using their own voices, hence the lip sync, but it's so much fun. There's so much dancing and costumes, and there's so much laughing.
Yeah.
There were only a couple that I just said, wow, most of it's funny. It's so entertaining. I think that you would really enjoy it, and I know all of the contestants this year, and they are all big personalities, so I'm excited about it.
Oh, I am too. Again, they have been wonderful. Anything I've asked them to do to help promote the event, they've been on board.
Yep.
And you just can't ask for much more than that. So it's nice to be able to, and have community that do support the organization.
So if somebody wants tickets, how do they get tickets?
So if you want tickets, there's many different ways you can get tickets. You can obviously get on the Capitol's website, capitoltheaterwheeling.com. The St. Clairsville Chamber of Commerce, they have tickets for sale. Any of the 6 contestants still have tickets.
Great.
I have tickets, so you can contact the Special Wish office. You can get on our Facebook page or our website.
All right, and details again, just date, time, location.
Sure. So it's Saturday, October 15th at the Capitol Theater at 7 p.m. The doors open at 6, and you can even get tickets that evening. If you're not sure of your schedule or if it's going to work out to 10, the box office opens at 6, right before the show, so you can get tickets that night. And it usually lasts about 3 hours, which kind of sounds long, but it's not when you're there.
It's fun.
It's going to be 3 of the most fun hours that you're going to spend. it's money well worth it. And I like to add, we do have some, I have to tell you about our judges. So we have 3 judges, and this year they are 3 former contestants. So Olivia Littman, this is the 2nd year she's judged for us, and she was the 2019 first runner-up.
That's the year I went. the first
Okay.
one, yes.
And she put on a performance.
She sure did.
Joelle Murray, a lot of people know Joelle. She was in the first year in 2018, and she was our People's Choice Award winner.
Okay.
And then for the first time back since the initial show in 2018, the original champion, Corey Klug.
Oh, great.
So he's going to be a judge, and our most special judge is one of our wish children,
Oh,
Jackson
lovely.
Baker. We granted his wish in 2017, so he's going to be our special wish judge this year, and he's so excited about it. And we just love having our wish kids that can be there, that are there. And I'm looking forward to it, and I really hope the community comes out because it's going to be a great time. And there's not much else going on the 15th. WVU does not play.
No, isn't that lovely when those things happen, when it falls on one of those days?
Yes.
I would encourage you to attend as well. Again, you are going to have a great evening, but you're also supporting such an important organization in this community. It's so nice to have something local that you know you're coming to that and you're supporting local kids in this community. Well, thank you so much for sharing about Special Wish, and good luck. I think it's going to be amazing. I have no doubt it's going to be great, and good luck to the contestants, and thank you for your volunteerism. There are so many ways to get involved in this community and volunteer. This is one. They're going to wear wigs and costumes and get up on stage and maybe make a little bit of a fool of themselves for a great cause. So you can do that. You can be, we've talked before about board members, volunteerism, any way that you want to get involved with committees or working for an organization. You can reach out to the United Way or any of the guests that I have on the show for your town. Well, again, thank you and good luck.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Sure, and I will see you at Rotary every Tuesday.
That's right.
Thank you so much for joining Your Town. I hope that you are able to attend some of the events in this community and support and give back, and I really look forward to seeing you next week.
Want a career working with animals? Check out the Zoo Science and Applied Conservation program at West Liberty University. With over 300 animals on campus, dedicated lab spaces, fieldwork and internships, and a partnership with the AZA-accredited Oglebay Good Zoo, you'll get hands-on experience with reptiles, amphibians, and mammals. Our unique program has everything you need to start an exciting career as a zookeeper, researcher, or conservation scientist. Find out more at westliberty.edu/zoosci.